Is it going? I think it's going.
I think we're on.
Okay, hello. Welcome to episode 1 of Adult Angst. I'm Allie Shula.
I'm Charlotte Vaughn.
And this is our podcast.
Hey.
Hey. Everyone. 2 people. Me and you.
Me and you.
We're only going to record this just so we could listen back to ourselves later and be like, wow.
We sound hot.
We sound fucking hot. So, yeah, this is a brand new podcast. This is episode 1 of it. I think Adult Angst, you know, with any new podcast, we're going to figure it out as we, I guess, get through the first couple episodes. But I'm calling it Adult Angst because we are both adults.
We're angsty as
And we're
fuck.
angsty. I'm air quoting adults, too. It's really weird because, you know, I think I currently work in a jazz club right now, and I feel like I am a kid compared to a lot of the real adults that come in there. Like
right. Because you're
people in their
not
40s
running
and
a hedge
50s.
fund and owning 4 houses and a dog and a cat. And
I mean, like, even if people are doing that who are my age, who are also 30, like, good for them. But still, like, I feel like my mom and my dad are adults, and I still feel like I'm young.
What do you
like
feel
a kid.
like? What do you feel like you're missing that makes you not quite an adult yet?
Maybe you're officially an adult when you have a kid.
Oh my God, that's horrifying.
Do you think that makes you an adult?
I want to never be an adult then.
We're never going to be adults. So Charlotte and I actually have plans to never have children.
Never. No, my pussy is
Right.
for recreation and decoration alone.
Lots of decorations.
Yeah.
Speaking of, there's this great waxing place on the Lower East Side.
Really?
We should go.
What makes it great? Is it clean?
It's
Does it advertise being clean?
I would give it like a 7 out of 10 on
Okay.
cleanliness. It's a
So-
little like gnarly looking inside, but they use chocolate to do it.
Oh, the chocolate wax. That
Yeah.
shit's actually really good. Yeah, I've been once. Truthfully, I've only been once. And I remember walking down the hall where they lead you to whatever your appointment room is and hearing random screams. I mean, if the setting was different and you just kept the sound, it really could have been an American Horror Story episode.
It's like a haunted house. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah. I whenever I go, I usually sweat a lot, and I'm always like, why am I doing this?
because you're nervous. You're
No,
about to show
it
your full.
hurts. It hurts that you
It-
sweat. I sweat.
really?
Yeah, when I'm in
Yeah.
pain, I guess I sweat. Oh my God. Well, so anyway, yeah, recreation and decoration, decorating our pussies, and no children for us. I actually told one of my friends because, you know, being 30, we get a lot of reminders. I don't know about all the other 30-year-old women out there right now, but we mostly all go on Instagram, right? I keep getting these freeze your egg alerts. And
Are you
there's
fucking serious?
Yeah, it's really rude. It's really rude.
Jesus.
Here I am just like trying to look at Instagram, and
I'm trying to sell my eggs. Shit.
it's really hard, the whole process.
It's just a lot of paperwork. If
Yeah.
you have the patience for the paperwork.
Well, sometimes I
fine.
think when you get older, like you kind of have these little feelings where you're like, maybe I should have a kid one day.
Do you? I have
Some-
never had one.
It passes. I'm older than you. So
okay, yeah, by 3 years.
yeah, just wait. Just wait for those
Is it
next
just
fucking
those-
3
Is
years.
it just
will-
the next 3 years that's gonna fuck with me?
you will, yeah.
All right.
Those next 3 years will break you.
Okay.
I always thought, like, when I was younger, I was like, you know, when I'm 30, like, my life is going to be so figured out. Like, I'm going to, like, really know what I want and know, like, what I'm doing. I'm probably going to be married.
I
probably
thought that
gonna
of
have a
21.
house.
Are you kidding me? At 21, I was like, I'm gonna have a house. I'm gonna have 3 record deals. I'm gonna have a brand. I'm gonna be saving elephants from the circus. Like,
And
get the
w-
fuck out of
and-
my way, Oprah. Who are you?
And what did you do at 21? What were you really doing?
I was I was working at a radio station, co-hosting a show, barely getting enough sleep, taking like 7 classes a semester at college, drinking way too much vodka that I would never be able to touch now, and sleeping with a married man. So that was not my
Jesus.
brightest shining moment.
21's a crazy age,
It's
though.
a terrible age. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a great age.
I
but
did the
God,
sleeping
you
with
make
the...
the worst decisions.
Yeah, I did the sleeping with a married man thing at 23.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of girls, as we come up through our 20s, we sleep with married guys at least, like, once.
Well, for whatever, I don't know what it is. Like, I think for me, it was falling for his bullshit. Like, because he was like, I love you.
How
I'm
married
gonna
was
live my
he?
life,
Was
or
he,
live
like,
my-
getting a
live my life."
divorce, or was he, like, fucking married?
Dude, like, he, like, owned a house with his wife. Like, he went home to her. So
Like, they
he'd
were
buy me,
fine.
like, fur coats and jewelry and shit, and then, like, take me out to dinner, fuck me at his like pied-à-terre like condo in downtown and then go home to his wife. So
That
like,
sounds like really fancy or something. You
I
sound like a
mean,
mob's
it was
wife's
it
girlfriend.
was pretty fancy, and
Like
I
a
mean,
mobster's girlfriend.
like real fur coats. Like I grew up in Florida. I'm Southern. Like I don't need a fur coat. So why it was just a whole thing. It was
Ugh.
bizarre. Yeah, it's very sketchy.
I would have took those fur coats and I would have sold them.
I already did.
Good.
Yeah, I don't need to be wearing a fur coat from. That's just a horrible memory.
Yeah.
Horrible. And also, I think we don't realize as women the power we have as like having a pussy. Like it's like we're trying to always make somebody comfortable. Like, oh yeah, you can come in my face. That's okay. Yeah, whatever you want. No fucking way. Because that motherfucker is gonna pass out, and then your face is like dried, crusty. Obviously, I'm not speaking from personal experience, but it's horrible.
We wouldn't know
fuck?
this if we never
You
learned
know.
through experience, though. I think every girl has
know.
had their face came on, and then we've been like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that anymore.
You know what? I've actually never had that happen to me, fortunately, but I've heard enough horror stories from girlfriends where I'm like, why the fuck did you allow
Wait,
this?
no one's ever came on.
Nope. In my mouth, yeah, and I was pissed, but no. Yeah, it's like, give me some fucking warning. You know?
Maybe part of this podcast could be like a never have I ever list, and we complete that list.
Oh, I don't want to complete that list.
Really?
No.
Well,
fucking
now the
way.
sadistic part of me wants you to complete that.
I don't think you realize how many men have tried, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna cut that shit off.
Just put your hand right in front of it. No.
Whole other definition to a cock block.
Yeah, literally block that cock.
You think it gets backed up like if you cork it up?
It would probably suck, yeah. If you like put your thumb over it,
Oh, I
and
feel
then he
like
just
I-
like comes inside of himself. How do you like it, motherfucker?
Oh, it's so bad. Sorry for you. Oh, so sorry.
That's funny.
Oh.
Okay, I need to stop this bad habit I have too. Whenever I laugh and think something's funny, I say it out loud. I'm like, that's funny. I'm so stupid like that.
It's okay. I laugh at my own jokes and I don't even get to the punchline before I start laughing, and everybody just looks at me like,
Well, someone's gotta laugh.
Charlotte
I know.
is a fucking weirdo.
So let's talk about what we do. Right now, I'm going to tell you what I do. I've been sort of having a little bit of a crisis
In what way?
because I feel like when you pursue like any form of art or being creative, needing to make money and needing to support yourself gets in the way of that. So it's, you know,
mean being alive.
I'm like, I just want to fucking have fun all day. And I have to do stuff I don't want to do so I can survive. And it's hard, you know? So like right now, I just feel like for the past 7 years, I've been like, yeah, I'm a stand-up comic. I'm a musician. And like right now, I'm like, I'm a manager at a jazz club. Because I feel like,
Which, by the way, just as a side note, is super boss.
I know.
I
but
love it.
I don't like,
But you can also do that. I think that's the
Yeah.
hard thing is like you look at anybody who hasn't had an in, and let's be real. And this is where my angst will come in the first part of the program.
yeah.
I really, I respect everybody for what they do. Obviously, nobody can do a job unless they're doing the work, period. Like you definitely have people who do minimal amount compared to other people. But those folks who, maybe their daddy was rich and knew
Mhm.
people, maybe they are, from a family of entertainers, they have an in, they have an opportunity. And it definitely matters how good you are. Look, you need to be infallible at whatever you're doing to be able to make it. But it makes a big difference when you get lucky and you know somebody.
Totally.
And for people like, yourself, like that makes a big difference. But anybody who's been successful, I mean, they've always had to do that where they had multiple hustles. And you have a great side hustle. If your like main way of making money is to run one of the best jazz clubs in New York City.
Well, I don't run it, but yeah.
Okay, well, it wouldn't run as well
I'm
without
one of-
you.
I'm-
You're
I'm-
one of the
yeah,
managers.
I'm one of the managers. There's
Okay,
like 7 of
But
us.
you're not like a bus boy. Like you're not fucking around. You do a good job.
Sometimes I feel like a busboy.
I mean, part of being a manager is doing every job.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
like,
I know.
You got this, man. Like it's just requires a lot of work.
Yeah, it does. So it's just hard, like when you tell yourself, like when you wake up, you're like, I read this thing, like, who do I want to show up as today? Because we have a lot of choices. Like, do I want to show up angry? Do I want to show up feeling sad for myself?
Yeah.
Or do I want to show up and just shove all those self-doubt feelings way down and show up and have fun and like be in a good mood and say, you know what, today I am one of the managers at a famous jazz club, and I also do comedy and I do perform music, but today I'm showing up to do this job that's going to help me survive, and I'll do the other shit on my days off, and that's what I keep telling myself, and I feel like it's kind of like rough, But I don't know, man. This is like the first time. So like right now, me and Charlotte were in my bedroom. This is the first time I've owned a room with shit in it, you know.
Like your very own room in an
Yeah,
apartment.
I've never
Yeah.
had a room in an apartment before. I've always shared with like friends or boyfriends, or like slept on couches and people's floors. And I mean, it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of nice. But I don't know. I think I'd rather like be on stage more.
No, totally. But I mean,
but also not be poor. Like,
but
is there a way to do that? Is there?
you just
that
work
out there?
extra hard. I
Mhm.
think that's what it comes down to, is putting as much time in as possible. And I mean, I think that's partly why I have as hard of a time maintaining friendships outside of the entertainment industry. And any relationship period from a romantic standpoint, is I just can't take the time that a person would deserve. You know what I mean? Like, if I can have a relationship with somebody where I see them once every 3 weeks for like 2 hours, cool. Like, that's the only one that would work for me. I think I see certain doctors more than I have certain exes, you know.
That's good though.
Is it?
I
Is
mean,
it?
kinda maybe.
I mean, I've
having a
definitely
therapist
made
is
more
good.
progress.
Yeah,
Well, I actually fired my therapist.
You fired your
I
therapist?
fired my therapist, man.
Everything you do is so official. I love it. Charlotte will be like, I just went to lunch with a colleague. I'm like, like what? I don't think I've ever like considered anyone I've ever known to be a colleague of mine. I just love like your vernacular. I fired my therapist. I would have been like, dude, I fucking just stopped going to therapy.
Well, fired wasn't. It's not even the nicest term. I let her go. I sent her a formal email, like thanking her for everything she's done.
I bet
all
you
the
were like,
progress I've made.
to whom it may concern.
No, I said, Dr. Neuhoff.
Neuhoff?
I fucking have no idea to prounce her name. I just
Uh-huh.
know how to spell it. Spinel it.
Oh, jeez.
Spinel vernacular.
You need to go to speech therapy.
Yeah. I sound like Nicki Minaj over here, like, pussy right. Please tell me you've heard Barbie Dreams, by the way.
No, I haven't.
Oh my God. I love Biggie. And, I don't care necessarily either way for Nicki Minaj. I don't dislike her. She's not one of my favorites, but she does good work. And I love Barbie Dreams. She used the sample from Biggie, and I love Biggie. And she just rips on almost every prominent male rapper right now in there. And oh my God, it was great. I think my favorite one was DJ Khaled, when he said that he doesn't eat women's pussies. Because when I heard that, I was like, his poor wife, I'd get a fucking divorce. If my man was like, I don't eat pussy, I'm like, well, bye. Fuck you too, bro.
So wait, did DJ Khaled, is that how you say it?
I have no
I'm
idea.
so out of touch.
DJ Khaled.
He just openly was like, yeah, I don't eat pussy.
Straight up. I don't remember where it came from, like if it was an interview
weird.
or a song, but
It's
he
like a
straight up
tweet.
said that. And she's like, ain't no fat telling me what I ain't eating. Or I'm sorry, ain't no fat telling me what he ain't eating.
Well, I mean, I guess everyone's entitled to like what they want to eat and what they don't want to eat.
I mean, I
You
guess
know?
there's vegetarians and pescatarians and non-pussitarians now.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe he just had pussy one time and it was like really bad. You know,
What, was she eating only Mickey D's or something? Like,
it could be bad.
I mean, just give that bitch some pineapple. Shut up.
Yeah, or like just I don't know, wash it.
Yeah, apparently
once in a
that's
while.
an issue.
Yeah, just remember to wash it. I feel like sometimes we focus on like, our chest, our armpits, our legs, and people just they skip over getting in, and you got to get in there.
I mean, I think everybody should shower twice a day, but that's me personally. That's my OCD. Like, everything has to be clean.
Yeah, I think during the summertime, Charlotte, you told me you're like, I change my underwear like 3 times a day.
I do.
And I was like, I
I
don't even have
fucking
that
do.
many pairs of underwear to do that. I'd be out. I'd be like, all right, this is last.
I have an entire drawer of just underwear in my dresser because I do. During
That's
summer,
great.
I do. During winter, twice a day.
Wow,
I do.
that's great.
Is it though? I do a lot of laundry.
Do you have a washer and a dryer?
I do. Thank God.
Wow,
Oh,
that's when
yeah.
that's when you know you've made it in New York.
Yep, I have my own place. It's tiny, little shit box, but it's my shit box.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, I've made a lot of sacrifices and I work really hard. And I mean, my last relationship of 5 years ended because I just couldn't give him enough time. I had things that I wanted to do. And in the end of the day, I wasn't going to be happy if I didn't do those things for my career. Those are my goals. Like, I don't want to have kids. I don't want to have a family. I mean, I don't dislike those things. And I really applaud my friends and family that do. But I know for me, that's just not who I am. I want to, start companies. I want to educate people. I want to help, change the environment and the way that we perceive the world, and be more empathetic and kind and take care of women's rights and all this shit. Like, I just have so many things that I want to do that I have yet to meet a man who can actually keep up with me and also support me and have his own shit. Like, I don't want to be dealing with some dude like, oh, I want to hang out with my friends and invite you along. Can we go play trivia? I don't have time to play trivia at your fucking
either.
like random Brooklyn bar.
Yeah,
like,
I don't have time to go do trivia with you. I don't have time to go chill with you while you're playing fucking video games. Like I don't want to do any of that shit with dudes,
like,
ever.
Do I look like I'm gonna make you a 7-layer dip while you and your bros play, like, what the fuck is that game that everybody's obsessed with right now? I don't even know. Something craft. Whatever.
Minecraft?
Isn't is it Minecraft? I don't know, man, but there's a lot of
I have no idea.
There's
I don't
too
play
many fucking
games.
games.
I'm out of touch with rappers and with video games. I don't know what's going on.
well, I know who I voted for. That's all I give a shit about.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got this. But it is a hard thing with being an artist to decide, like, what's your priority. And having to decide how do you spend time, because how you spend your time is really hard. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I might really enjoy somebody's company, but I'm not going to spend time with them because I don't have time to dilly-dally the way that they do.
Yeah, I find myself spending time with other musicians, other writers, other comics. That's
and
it.
Going to networking events, like making a point to go out and meet the right people at the right venues at the right time to make an impression.
I feel like I don't do that ever. I've always like, oh, it's a networking event. Ugh. Like I strayed away
You
from
have
that
to go.
all the
You
time.
have to do that. Those are like the most important things. I'll go do that above anything else.
Really?
I always prioritize networking.
Oh, that always like weirds me out. I'm like, I don't want to go hang out.
I mean,
and meet
I'm
people.
I'm ultra friendly, and I can generally tell like if somebody's going to be wasting my time or if they know what they're talking about. And
Yeah.
I mean, in the end of the day, you can't do everything yourself. That's what it is.
You should drag me to one of those with you.
Okay, let's do it.
Cool.
I don't know the next one coming up, but I'll let you know.
Because I feel like sometimes I'm one of those people that's like, well, I know I'm one of these people that I'm like, I don't want to go. I'm going to have a terrible time. And then I go and I'm like, oh, I'm really glad I went. And then I forget
that you had a great
that
time.
I had a great time. And that same thing comes up again. And I'm like, I don't want to go.
Well, I can
Same
understand
thing.
that because I always would rather be sleeping. Like, to me, sleep is precious. Like, if somebody
Yeah.
wants to go do something at night and I would rather be asleep, which is most of the time, that thing has to be great or I have to really like that person. And and when people don't realize that and value my time, like if they show up more than 30 minutes late, I'm like, I will literally never see you again. Like, I'm gonna have fun and be nice to you tonight, but like I'm never gonna spend time with you if you're always late and if you don't respect my time. And I mean, look, I actually know plenty of comedians like we should put you in touch with. I don't know booking agents, but like
See, and then I hear that and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't wanna,
that's the thing.
I don't
But,
want to
like,
like, I don't like play
met
dates.
Olga, like she's
Yeah.
awesome. You were fucking getting your nails done next to her, chatting her up. You didn't even realize she's a girlfriend of mine and a comedian.
Yeah.
There you go, man.
Mm-hmm.
New York's a small world.
It is. It's always strange when you're on the street doing your own thing and you like see somebody you know. You're like, how? Or I've ran into people on the same subways as me, and I'm like, how is that possible? It's such a big. There's like.
I start
there's 8
talking to those
million
people.
here.
I've run into people that like I follow on Instagram or we have to like chatted, messaged back and forth here and there, and had full out conversations. Like I went to a sample sale of this designer that I adore. Like I fucking love him. He's so cool. Adam Selman. Do you know Adam Selman?
No.
God, he is so wonderful as far as his design work and his, focus on detail and quality. He designs a lot of, he has his own label, and then he sells through Opening Ceremony, which is a very trendy shop for a lot of local designers here in New York. And I love the stuff that he does. And he really focuses on making everything in New York and doing everything well. He's from Texas. I'm from Texas, born in Dallas, grew up in Florida. So for me, I love that, he doesn't try to copy other people. He's very original and uses very interesting materials. And I'd messaged back and forth with him. He was very nice, to even have a conversation with me on Instagram. And so I went to a sample sale because I needed some stuff because, I'm bougie as fuck.
What are the prices at like a popular designer sample sale? Like, what can you give us examples?
Oh God. I mean, it varies so dramatically. Like you could get a whole jumpsuit, like a really cute outfit for like $50, but it could go all the way up to $2,000. It really varies. I mean, the whole thing is you go and you try things on. And what I do, like my personal thing, when I go shopping at a sample sale, I already know, like I wouldn't go to one unless I know the designer. Like I know I like them and I know that I am generally within the price range. And I set a limit for myself. I'll get like 200 to 300 to 400 max cash out and say, okay, this is what I'm comfortable spending. This is the number of pieces I expect to get, or the certain caliber as far as quality of pieces I expect to get out of this. And I never want to buy anything that I know I'm only going to wear once or twice. I mean, you know the way I dress. I'm a little bit out there. Sometimes I like to be trendy.
She dresses nice. But you should see like the look I'm giving her right now. I think like my eyes are like going wall-eyed. I'm just like, fashion? You know how I know I'm trash? I'm just going to say this. You know how I know I'm trash? Because in New York, they have this place called Rainbow. They don't have these in LA.
What's that?
She doesn't. You see, you don't
What's a
even know.
Rainbow?
This is how I know you're not trash. Rainbow in New York is like a $10 to $20. Like everything's $10 to $20 there. And
Oh, okay.
it only lasts like 2 washes. So the key is to never wash it.
This is disgusting. Oh my God, you.
But you can get some sick shit there. I got these like checkered pants
What?
for like $10.
Are they all made by little brown hands? Have you found notes written in blood asking for help?
They are made by abused workers. I'm assuming probably in Bangladesh. But it was $10, and if I wash it once, it will fall apart. So
Jesus. I need to take you shopping. You know, like
Fantastic.
I got a Dolce & Gabbana cocktail dress for $25. Like,
by taking me shopping, like, are you gonna take me shopping and like take me shopping?
what, like buy you things like your sugar mama?
Yeah, like my mom.
Girl, I don't have it that good. But I think we can
then I'm
go.
gonna take you to Rainbow.
Are you gonna be my sugar mama
Yeah.
at Rainbow?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy you one thing. You get a
All
$20
right.
limit. You can get like at least 5 things for $20 there. They like, it's like a ghetto store because they like sell sheets of earrings, like just like a
Oh,
sheet with like
yeah.
10 shitty earrings
And you know
on
they
it.
turn your ears fucking green.
They really hurt.
yeah.
I will admit, okay, when I want to buy jewelry, I get like
Jewelry is the best. Yeah,
Nice
if you're gonna
jewelry.
spend money on anything, like this is what bugs me about the music. I'm sorry, not the music. The jewelry trends these days is just low quality. Like shit that is. It's not even worth it. Like, why would you spend the money? Just save up and buy yourself a nice estate piece. Even like the estate jewelry that's getting melted down. This shit's expensive, and it's good quality. It'll last you. But the stuff that's being manufactured now is such poor quality. It's really not worth the money. Even Dior, a lot of their jewelry is plated. It's not even solid gold or silver.
You know what we should say for this podcast? We're going to say, hey, look, there's 2 sections to this podcast. The first section, we're going to talk about sex and about getting, just our faces came on. That's where the dudes can tune in. The second half, we're going to have like a little beep happen. And that's when like
Shocking.
that's when viewers or listeners, the dudes know to tune out. And this is when the chicks can all tune in. And we just talk about fashion and jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And IUDs. We're going to talk about birth control.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Just we'll talk about birth control. We'll talk about jewelry. We'll talk about designer pieces.
Oh, but have you heard of Adam Selman, though? Back to him real quick.
No, I don't know shit about anything like that.
He's fantastic. I'm going to send you his Instagram later. He's so cool. He's
Cool.
got great stuff. But
Cool.
he was very interesting. What were we talking about a second ago? Just to go back to that.
Jewelry getting melted down from people dying at their estate sales.
Right. No, and actually, you get some really great stuff. Like, if you go to estate sales upstate New York, like, if you want to take a day hiking, be like, I'm going to look up the estate sales in the newspaper for that local town and, like, go pick up some great shit.
See, the thing I would do is I would like to go upstate. I think it'd be fun to go hiking. And I'd probably go to estate sales so I could just, like, people watch of, like, who goes to these things.
Oh, people like me.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
It's a
not
wide
people like
range.
you. I feel like it's gonna be like a lot of old like
Oh, for sure.
conservative white ladies.
Because they also have the time and money. Because
Yeah.
they don't work.
Yeah. It's gonna be like conservative white
Yeah.
ladies that are like racist, probably.
I feel like I look like I blend in with those people, which makes me very uncomfortable. But that's the stock that I come from. Not the racist part. Just like, just
Yeah, dude, you look
like
super racist
white
right now.
people.
The
I just feel like
swastika
by
tattoo.
looking white. Yeah. Well, I mean, I shouldn't have put it right on my forehead. That was a mistake.
I mean, I like that you carved it in with a knife first and just filled it in with black ink.
Well, I wanted to really have that 3-dimensional look. You know,
Mhm.
the scarring that gives you that. I
Well,
was
it's
really
funny.
glad my employer was really cool about, you know, it being an expression of art as
Mhm.
opposed to a hate crime
Totally.
on my forehead.
That's the good thing about New York. Like you're just
Yeah.
allowed to be like
Super
a total
accepting.
artist here.
Speaking just real quick of Nazis and openness to views, did you know that the UCL or ACLU's biggest case was actually in 1938? The Nazis wanted to march down Broadway and have a whole fucking thing in Madison Square Park. Or sorry, Madison Square Garden? Yeah, in MSG. In 1939, they were able to have a meeting in MSG in filled capacity with Nazis. In 1939, after Hitler had already done some crazy shit.
I mean, that makes sense.
Does
That's
it
like
though?
if it happened like in 1980, I'd be like, what? Are you
No,
serious?
no, I don't even mean it like that. I mean it from the stance of like free speech, that the ACLU was so neutral that they even respected Nazis. I wouldn't have, but like that's why I'm not a lawyer. So
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could see that. They're just like, okay, all right. Like, we don't give a shit about anything. Do whatever you want to do.
as long as you're not hurting
know.
anybody, you have the right of free speech. And in the end of the day, that is the best thing to do, because as soon as we say that they can't say what they're saying, then it opens the door for them to say that Black Lives Matter can't say what they're saying, that, you know, LGBTQ rights groups can't say what they're saying. And I think that that is a really important distinction. Obviously, actions are completely different, and I don't agree with what they're saying, but they have a right to say what they're going to say.
But it'd be weird to be like, if Black Lives Matter were like, Black Lives Matter more than every other, you know,
right, and
color out there. They're not
people
saying
would lose
that.
their shit over that.
That'd be weird.
Right, but we're no, I
you know?
agree.
And I feel like anyone who's like a Nazi in this day and age is just like some backwoods trash, you know?
Surprisingly not. There's some surprisingly educated ones who, I mean, are the organizers, you know? It's disturbing.
Walking amongst us in New York.
They are, actually. I mean, did you hear about the guy not too long ago that like got into this fight, like screaming, yelling at some like dude in the deli? I'm trying to I don't remember what the restaurant was, but there was this banker dude, you know, finance bro. Oh, I have a funny story to tell you about that on Halloween. But finance bro in this deli in like Midtown starts yelling at this employee at this deli because he's speaking Spanish to his colleague. Like, maybe the other dude working there doesn't know English and didn't get your order right, and he's making sure it's right. But instead he starts screaming, you know, like saying wetback and go back to your country and I'm going to call ICE on you and all this. But like, the fuck? Like,
It's so rude.
It's not even just rude. It's just like, does he come to your job and harass you and call you a little white cracker bitch?
Actually, yeah, he was there. I actually do want to say at the jazz club I work at.
Really?
We have Afro Latin Jazz Night, which is every Sunday, which is led by this musician Arturo O'Farrell. He's really great. I really think he has a good message. He goes on stage and he has a big orchestra like with him, you know, like a big band sort of thing. It's like trumpets galore in there. It's
What
so
time
many
does that
horns.
start?
It's every Sunday at 9 and 11.
Oh, God, I want to go, but
It's really
I don't
good.
want to. I just don't want to get up that early or get home that late when I have to get up so early on a Monday.
Well, he does this whole thing where he talks about how he helps inner city kids and any kids who just don't have access to instruments.
Yeah.
So they donate a lot of money for that. And he talks about why Mexico and the United States should work together.
Yeah.
I mean, gee, like, why the fuck not? You know, and he's done a lot of recordings on the border, and he's made it a point to like help, you know, stuff in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
He's just an activist, and he's a musician, and
It's
he's fucking
fantastic.
great, right? So he's doing his whole talk that he does on the stage. This is like last month, and he says, you know, it's a shame what the president is doing, you know, in the White House right now. There shouldn't be a wall. He talks some shit, and then one guy yells, "Keep politics out of music." And then this other dude joins in. He's like, yeah, like politics and music have nothing to do with one another. And I'm like, really? Like, politics isn't everything. No one keeps it out of anything anymore. So everyone's freaking out. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to go into my song and, like, you know, all the horns and just blast off. So you can't hear this dude yelling, but you could hear they're still yelling. And the guy just stands up and is trying to yell over, like, this fucking 15-piece group.
He'll never do that.
So the owner of the club, he comes out of his office and all the bus boys, like, they all swarm whenever there's like someone who's being totally
you
nuts.
have to just remove
They
them.
all just kind of like swarm in on him, and they tell him to leave. They're like, get the fuck out of here, like, leave the club. And I'm standing there watching the whole thing, and I'm trying to tell the owner, hey, they didn't pay their check. You know, like,
yeah, like we
like,
need their money
their
first.
check. It's for $170.
Fuck.
You know, it's 4 people at the table.
Yeah.
And we just kick him out. The owner's like, don't worry about the money. And when he's outside, we have like a big door that keeps the sound in. And then, you know, like a lot of places in New York, we have like vestibules to keep the cold air out. So we have like this double door, and in between there's space. So I'm in the vestibule kind of just peeking out, like looking into the street. And the guy starts yelling, "Hail Hitler, Hail Hitler." and he's like throwing his arm up in the air. And
Are
like,
you serious?
dude, and it's
Legit Nazi.
yeah, and his 3 friends were laughing. They're like, "Oh my god," you know, and I'm like,
He thought it was funny. Like,
yeah, and this man was like probably in his like late 50s, and like these people were what I would call like, you know, the air quote like actual adults, like, you know,
like they should be aware of what they actually are saying.
I just couldn't
and
believe
and
it.
it's not funny. Like I mean,
You don't get drunk to where you yell "Hail Hitler." That's not like a "Oops, I was so drunk last night. I yelled Hail Hitler in the middle of the street."
no, you get like I
what?
was so drunk last night. I let some dumbass comedian finger me, and I
Yeah,
don't.
someone
think
came
I
on
should
my
never have
face.
let that happen. Like I regret every inch of that finger up my pussy. Like that's
Yeah.
what happens.
You're gonna
No,
be like, "Allie, I got
Like-
drunk last night and someone finally came on my face."
that will never. I will. There's no degree to how drunk I will ever be to allow that. Like. No amount of tequila will ever put me in that. Never gonna happen. No, but
Challenge accepted.
I don't think you and I have never.
The next
you and I have
podcast-
never gotten that drunk together. Like,
No.
let's be clear. I'm a fucking maniac. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just a lot.
The
I'm
next
loud.
podcast could be like,
I'm gonna dance on a bar. I might make out with a stranger. I might take somebody home, but
That's
like
why-
we'll cuddle.
that's why
We're
next
gonna cuddle
episode,
when we get home.
Episode 2 should be how drunk can we get Charlotte to where a dude will come on her face, and she's okay with it.
No one, never. I don't think that there's a single person in the world I would allow.
Mhm.
No one.
Okay, I want to.
So,
I want to come into this really quick.
You want to come? Into this? Yeah.
I'm gonna
Just-
come in this. He was cup.
Wait, are we talking about the Nazi thing? 'Cause I do want to just circle back to real quick the weight of our words and actually recognizing what something is. Like my mother is from East Germany, literally a fascist country. Like
Yeah.
she grew up in that behind the fucking wall. And I mean, still to this day, I still talk to my grandparents about what it was like living in, you know, Russia occupied East Germany, what it was like with, you know, dealing with Nazis and being up around them and everything. And the weight around that world, when people just use it so just lightly, I don't think they get it. Like they don't realize it. People in this country have had such a delicate fucking life that they don't understand. They've never been discriminated against. They've never had any sort of oppression or violence against them from anybody of their own color. Even it's not even a race thing. It's a matter of thoughts war, you know, mind war of what are your values, and people not standing for something, and to use a word like Nazi so loosely as a joke to harass somebody during a performance that you paid for, theoretically speaking,
I know. Like, why did you come to Afro Latin
to ruin
jazz
to
night?
ruin your own night. It's just to
Yeah.
be a fucking asshole because you're an
Idiot.
ignorant asshole. Like you,
Yeah.
it's just ignorant.
It was
It's
so
ignorance.
dumb. I was just like, I can't believe. You know,
I think that's the
something that working in customer service has just really unfortunately proven to me time and time again
People suck.
is that people suck. But I'm trying to tell myself it's not all people, because I do like people.
No, it's not.
But I think it's people in like general like categories, and I think sometimes tourists who go to jazz clubs in New York, they don't know how to they like short circuit, and they don't know how to treat other people.
Or they
And
also
it's-
just don't know where jazz comes from. I think a lot of like Midwesterners, or that's not fair. Midwesterners are lovely people. I'm just
They
gonna say generally white people who don't have a broad experience in culture, any culture, different types of cultures rather, or music, and don't realize that jazz is something that the wonderful African American community brought to us. I mean, a lot of music genres, rock and roll, jazz, blues, all these things that a lot of white people in this country think, you know, white people brought them. They don't understand the appreciation. So going to Afro-Latin jazz night is such a big deal. And to go and not...
and to go and talk shit on it,
Like,
or like talk and like be racist
and
during
also
it.
just
It's
like
what?
inconsiderate asshole, because like you're ruining the show for everybody else because you feel like you need to voice your douchey opinion
I
because
will.
you
I
want
will
to
say,
stand up for dumb shit.
instead of ruining it, it did make it exciting. It was an exciting show.
I mean, fights are cool.
Yeah, I was
you
like
heard
world
me,
star.
like slurping my coffee
Yeah.
there just now.
All right, this is the part. Wait, I'm gonna beep again. Beep. Dudes can tune back in. All right, female listeners, you can tune out again.
Is that what it sounds like when you eat pussy, Allie?
Like Hannibal Lecter,
I
just
never
going
saw
down
that
on me.
movie.
Really?
Ew, that's creepy. No, I never. Just the idea of the idea of a serial killer eating my pussy sounds horrible.
That's all he does. That's all he just
But-
goes down.
Oh
on
well,
people.
then why is that scary? I feel like he'd be everyone's best friend. I had Alex over last night. No, he was an animal, like absolute Lecter.
Dude. Gross. I guess there should be like maybe a porn parody of
Should we Google that? Maybe there
Silence of the
is
Lambs.
already. There's gotta be already a porn parody of that.
Silence of the Lambs porn parody. Be hot.
There's some weird porn out there, but there isn't enough porn that's like real. Like finding. All right, just guys, real quick. That lesbian porn that you're watching, it's bullshit.
Oh, I hate when
I hate most lesbian porn is bullshit. Like
okay, yeah, when it's so obviously geared towards men, I'm like, ugh,
like,
gross.
Like the way that certain, like when girls are moaning a certain way or like flicking their tongue a certain way, I'm like, bitch, you've never eaten pussy in your life.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't feel good. Stop moaning. That moan is so fake.
You know what
like,
turns me off? Too much editing in porn too. Like when there's too many like when there's like fades.
Oh my god, I know. Like I love when they have like a sound effect for the fade too.
I usually have the sound off. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like hearing anybody. I like it to be silent.
Really?
Yeah, like silent film.
I feel like there's a silent porn theater in New York you could go to. A silent porn theater.
So okay, well,
I love that you know this.
Yeah, in Vegas.
In Vegas.
Yeah,
not here.
No, I haven't found one here yet. I haven't really looked, but
I love how you say yet. I was like, wait.
Yeah, I'm like, but I need to be honest. I haven't really looked. But in Vegas, they have a sex museum there, and they have a silent film.
Oh, have you been to
theater.
the sex museum here?
Yes, I have.
What did you think?
It wasn't as good as the one in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah. Have you been?
No.
Let's go again. I haven't been for like 3 years.
I haven't been to any of them ever.
Let's go to all of them. That should be a thing. Charlotte and Allie visit sex museums, and then we tell them we have a podcast, and then let us in for free.
That would they?
Maybe.
I feel like it's not gonna. Yeah, fuck it. Let's
like,
try
hey,
it.
like we're both
like, it's like $20. Let's save the $20.
Yeah, let's save it.
But we need to at least air one episode, so everybody watch this and share it and tag the Museum of Sex of New York, so that way we can get them to go, and maybe we'll even do a live recording there. I'm nice and I'm pretty, and I can convince them to do it. I bet you.
Do you hear that?
What, the aliens coming to get me?
That's not a typical sound outside.
Yeah, well, that was definitely a government.
There's like a weird whooshing noise coming outside.
Because it's the helicopter. Fuck, I forgot the name. There's a specific. I know what it is. I forgot the name of it. It's a certain kind of aircraft. It's like a military helicopter type that they typically transport the president in. Yeah, they typically fly over Staten Island. I live on Staten Island, aka nobody lives
Trash Island.
It literally was New York City's trash dump for years. Until recently, they turned it into a park. Nobody goes to that park. It has radiation.
Really?
Yeah, it's got fucking
like
radiation. Nothing grows there. It's like grassy square hills. Like they didn't even try to disguise the former garbage mounds well. Like, throw some fucking dirt on it. Let it compost.
It's just still trash.
People don't even have a fucking compost on Staten Island, except for me. I'm over here with my whatever. I'm gonna stop being a hippie now.
I know.
Anyway, we were talking.
You're like a fashion forward
hippie.
Political. I guess a political is fine, but you're like very fashionable hippie. Because hippies are usually like very politically minded, but
I think of myself more as an activist. Like if I had the time and money, would start a lot of nonprofits.
Just promise me. Can you promise me one thing, Charlotte?
Why?
Just promise me something.
Why?
Why? You're supposed to say what?
No, I am saying. Apparently, I
You're
can't.
like, why? Why do I need to promise you
I'm
something?
saying what?
Promise me that you never stop shaving your armpits.
Oh my God, no! I sweat too much. I would smell disgusting.
Yeah.
We've already had this issue.
We have, yeah, but you smell great now.
Thank you.
That's what friends are for. So when Charlotte and I first met, we met doing music, and we became friends. And I just started telling her, I'm like, dude, you fucking reek. You smell.
Because I was trying to find. Okay, so breast cancer is prominent in my family.
Yeah.
And deodorant, most of them have aluminum, which causes cancer. And so I was like, fuck, I don't want to get cancer. And I couldn't find a deodorant that I actually liked that was aluminum free.
So she was just like, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm going to wear perfume and bathe extra times and they won't smell bad.
Wasn't working.
Nobody told me except for Allie. That's how I know she's a good friend. She's real.
One of my friends, Mike, well, we should have him on. He's a writer. The other day we were working on a sketch together, and I'm not even really like very educated in sketch. I've done some UCB and some stuff on my own, but he's like, Allie, like I don't even call on you because like you're a master at sketch. I just like ask for your advice because like you're so truthful.
I
know you're gonna like just be mean. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, yeah, I'll tell you when, like, if you show me something, I'll be like, this fucking sucks.
Which is why I'm always surprised you're from California, because that's not the whole thing that people think of when they think California. They think people who are just like, yeah, it's totally cool.
Yeah, that's why I've lost a lot of friends in California.
I mean,
I've
how
literally
many
had-
friends do you really need though?
Like, I guess you.
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks. Thank you.
No, I have some
Thanks.
friends in California, but I've had, growing up,
Yeah.
just like a
I
lot
mean-
of people have told me, like, I don't always want to hear the truth.
Well, I don't always want to hear your bullshit whining.
I
Like,
don't
get the
wanna
fuck over
fucking
it.
Hear your bullshit.
I mean, look, like I hate myself when I whine. I have like
Me too.
I have like 1 to 5 friends that, depending upon my degree of stress or anxiety, that I will call and just vent to. And halfway through, I'm just like, dude, you know what? I'm sorry. Like, I'm just gonna talk to you later after I like meditate and get the fuck over it. Because
Yeah.
I don't want to put that on other people, because you put that energy on somebody else and you expecting them to give you some kind of feedback or opinion or whatever bullshit is selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And also not helpful to you. Like, if you're not learning to deal with your emotions, look, you're not helping yourself at all.
Totally.
Yeah. So how did it go with Mike? What sketches are you guys working on?
Oh, no, he was just working on something on his own. Because I took UCB. Like, I did the first course,
What's UCB?
Upright Citizens Brigade. It's like a program that, like, Amy Poehler is well known for
That's really
rocking it at.
cool.
So I did the writing program. I haven't completed it yet. I only did the first
Will you
fucking
do
one.
it?
Huh?
Will you complete it?
Probably when I'm back in LA. Yeah.
Dude, can't you do that here?
I can, but I'm trying to, like, save money so I can, like, buy a car when I move back. So
See, talk to them, and maybe they have like a financing program or grants and stuff.
they do for people of like adversity and like minorities.
So you're fucking broke. I feel like that's adversity. The
yeah,
fuck are you
I'm
talking
broke
about?
and I have pink hair.
That's adversity.
Give me money.
Just shut up, dude. You never know. Just apply. You just got to do the paperwork. It's
Yeah,
worth it.
maybe.
I'll help you fill out applications if you want.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. I am everybody's mom. Fuck.
You're gonna be a great mom one
I
day.
am never gonna have kids though. This is the thing.
You're gonna be a
I'm-
great mom to me
No,
one
so
day.
I was on a date the other day, right? And finally got around to going on a date. Actually, it wasn't even a date. Okay, so this is what happened. I sold my bass guitar on Craigslist because I wanted to. I never play it. I was like, fuck it. Let me.
How much did you get?
Oh, it was just a shitty little Ibanez Geo.
Yeah.
So I sold
What'd
it
they buy it
for
for?
$100
Cool.
cash. Like, I thought that was totally reasonable. It's what I bought it for. So I was like, just turn it over at the same price. I never play it, so I sold it. Figured somebody else could get some real appreciation out of it. Met this guy on Craigslist. He came by my office after work, and he was, like pretty fucking good looking, like gorgeous. Half.
Really?
Oh yeah, like chiseled bone structure, like looks like a male model, in great shape, has a 6-pack.
And were you like, why are you buying this stupid bass?
He's just a really interesting dude. No, we just started talking. Come to find out, he like works for one of my favorite designers. He's the head textile buyer. Super nice dude. Super interesting.
Let me guess. Gay.
I think I thought so, but also I think maybe not. Like, he actually, okay, I'll tell you about like our second and third date where he actually mentioned something about his ex-girlfriend. I was like, okay, so you're not gay then. So good to know. But on this first outing, we met and we're just sitting there talking on the sidewalk, and like he already gave me the money. I already gave him the bass guitar, and we're having such a good chat. We're chatting for like 30 minutes on the sidewalk. I was like, dude, do you want to just like go grab coffee? So this quick Craigslist transaction turned into a 3-hour date where we hung out, smoked in the park, ate, like had coffee, got some snacks, and just like got to know each other. And it was really cool. He's a really good dude. He's a little spiritual for me because I'm not super spiritual, but he's really intelligent and like has a lot of goals and ambitions
But
and
you
plans.
know what? Sometimes, like, okay, if you get along on a lot of levels and like maybe he's spiritual, hopefully he's not like a Jesus freak.
No. I
But-
mean, he's like believes in energy and stuff, and I'm just
Oh,
like,
he's into like chakras and rocks.
no, not like that. Just God, I don't even know how to explain it. Just I'm not that way. I'm
Yeah.
not. I mean, I believe that there is something higher, like a higher power. I believe in God. I don't necessarily prescribe that to being Allah or God or whatever God that there might be. I think we all have some sort of sense of something extra out there. So, like whatever that is to you, cool. Like, I don't care. And I'm not going to, I understand, like, if you're an atheist, you don't believe in anything, cool. I don't give a shit. That's just me.
Does he have an Instagram? Can I look at him?
I actually don't want anybody that I'm dating to follow me on Instagram.
Oh,
None
okay.
of them know about my Instagram. I have no idea what
I
it
thought
is.
I just
I know,
gave
I would
Charlotte
love
an
to.
open mouth look because I thought she was gonna say I don't want anyone like I'm friends with to know who I'm dating. I was looking at her
No.
like I will fucking cut you.
She was. She's like,
I was
I
like,
will fucking find him.
What?
I
What's
know.
his
Well, we
name?
can find him on LinkedIn.
Oh my god.
I'm
You're
so
such a
professional.
Jesus. Who are you?
Oh, where's my phone, actually?
You're so like her colleagues, her LinkedIn lunch dates.
Girl, manifest the way that you present yourself. Ooh, and I literally just
I
got
don't know
hit
if I
up
could do
by. Okay, so I met this. So while I was waiting for this guy I was just telling you about that I met on Craigslist, where real love makes sense.
I like that.
where real love makes sense.
Yeah, that should be like
Craigslist.
their app. Craigslist dating app where real love makes sense. And we swear, like a little asterisk, you won't get
die.
murdered. Yeah, you won't. We promise you probably won't die.
Definitely probably will though.
Yeah, another asterisk, you probably will.
Oh,
We're not
fuck.
responsible for this.
I don't. Oh wait, no, I have a video. He send me a video.
Okay, and then after this, we have to
Wrap it up.
wrap it up because I
Okay.
want to end this with my money interview.
Yeah. Oh, I want to hear that. So he sent me a video of him in his costume for Halloween. Oh, funny story. Side note, while I find this video of how hot he is. So on Halloween, I was walking around the city, and every time I saw a finance bro or like a lawyer sort of dude in a suit with like slicked back fucking hair, slimy dude looking guy, I would say, dude, great American Psycho costume, and
Yeah,
just
that's what I
keep
think.
walking.
That's what I would think. Yeah, that's awesome.
Just keep like the look on their face of like, what? Just like so offended and hurt and like
Yeah.
scared and embarrassed.
Can we
It's
just
so
can we just
great.
fuck and you can like look at yourself in the mirror and flex? Can we just like reenact that scene?
Oh, but like don't enter me because you're disgusting.
Yeah, and don't come on my face. I'm gonna keep bringing that up until it's not funny at all.
I
think
I
that
feel
time
like
it
it's
wasn't
always
funny.
gonna be
Are
funny.
you
'cause
sure?
I just think
I
that
feel like
shit's
I'm
funny.
killing it.
It's
like,
funny to
literally.
me because I will never do that. Okay, so we're showing her the video. Or I'm showing her the video.
He jerks off to his reflection. Okay, the way this guy.
He's nice. He's a nice guy.
No, he's hot for
He's
sure.
vegan. He's a vegan.
Nice.
He is a vegan.
But I'm gonna say like the way he's like doing like biting
Yeah,
his lip
okay.
and looking at himself
He-
in this video, like he masturbates to his reflection. Yeah, look at my knife. Who is he? Is he a hunter? What is this?
He's okay. So I told him he looks like one of the guys from the Warriors movie. He was intending to be a Native American chief, and I was like, you know that's not politically correct or okay whatsoever, right? We had a whole discussion on that, but it's yeah, he was trying to be a Native American, and he made all those like costume pieces from samples that he had.
Oh,
So I thought that was cool.
nice. Well,
Yeah.
he's hot. Good job.
He's
meeting
hot.
him.
I'm talking to like 4 other people, and I can't commit to
Well,
dinner with anybody.
Try
so.
to at least hook up with one of them.
I just don't care. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I broke my 2-year spell, so I finally had sex.
We have to get back to that.
What? The
We have
fact
to get
that I
back
didn't
to
have
that.
sex for 2
Yeah.
years.
Okay. So back to the guys listening in on
All
this. Next episode, let's talk about Charlotte's dry spell. I want to hear more about that. So all right, this has been episode 1 of Adult Angst. I hope it doesn't. I hope it didn't drag on too long. And this is episode 1, so fuck it. Maybe we'll be more concise.
We'll get a format down.
Yeah,
But
we'll
thanks
figure it
everybody for tuning in. Like, this was awesome, and really hope to share more of my horrible sex dating life and almost shitting stories with you.
Cool. All right. I'm Ali Shula. This is Charlotte. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.